From every strand on the line of your reel, to the rods, to the anglers, to the lures on the end of your hook, let's talk about those big bass here on CoAnglers Corner with your hosts, Rob Welch and John Stoudinger.
Hey, how y'all are? Hey, Cajun Rob here hanging with you. I got a credible angler, a young man called Levi Thibodaux. How's it going, Levi?
Going good. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. And I know you're down in Seminole and you're about to bring in some big sacks here next couple of days. So I know you're ready to roll.
I am. That's what we're hoping for.
I heard that, man. Well, for folks that don't know your background, I kind of go over your background. I know you started pretty young and kind of worked your way up, man. But share kind of your experiences and how you've been climbing the ladder.
I did. I started when I was real young, fishing tournaments with my dad, and from there I did the high school fishing thing, and then I moved up from there, started fishing college, and I moved from Thibodaux, Louisiana to Shreveport to go to college, and that's where I'm at right now. And then on the side of college, I'm fishing the Invitational Toyota Series.
Man, can't beat that, man. That's a huge jump, man. You've done good because there's some hammers in that series. I've fished Toyotas a few years, and man, that's a stacked field, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it did. I noticed. Yeah, you do every day, man. I mean, a pound in that series, a pound jumps you up, unreal. It's crazy. But yeah, go ahead.
I said 100%. Like every ounce matters, man. It's crazy how tight it is a lot of times.
Oh, absolutely. And I said, you got a field of hammers, man. It ain't easy. And I also noticed at 13, you already had a 10.02 pound fish at Lake Fork, man. Talk about that, man. That's awesome, man. At 13, having a 10 pounder.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. That's always going to be something I remember. Me and my dad went on a trip, and it was something we do every year. We go to Lake Fork and fish right before the spawn. And it was pretty cool to do that young. I mean, I had never seen a fish that big because in South Louisiana, shoot, they don't get. So I didn't know what that thing was when it come up, but that was pretty cool.
Shoot, yeah, man, you can't beat that, man. And then share that experience with your dad, man. That's you can't beat that, dude. That's awesome. But going through the college,
something I'll always remember.
Yeah, definitely. Now going through the college, I mean, I'm so old, we didn't have high school or college fishing 100 years ago when I was coming up. But kind of explain the college process. I know you kind of get recruited and you sign up, and kind of go through that process, how college kind of works, if you don't care.
Yeah. So my freshman year of high school, I started doing high school fishing, and I didn't know about it, and somebody told me about it, and our parish ended up starting off a team called Levis Bassmasters, and I fished with them for 4 years. And man, that was a really good experience fishing with them. And from there, I think my sophomore year of high school, Coach Charles at LSUS started talking to me. So it was kind of a long relationship we had building up to before I went to college, which helped a lot because I mean, a lot of times when you go into college, man, you don't really know where to go. I mean, there's a lot of places to choose from, and I knew I kind of wanted to somewhat close to home, but that LSUS is the perfect fit for me because it's about 5 hours from home, which is kind of far, but I mean it's still in Louisiana. So what LSUS is we have a fishing scholarship combined with the academic scholarship, which is what I'm on. And I don't hardly pay anything for school with those two put together. And I mean, I know a lot of people that fish in college that can't say that. Yeah. College fishing can be expensive depending on where you go, but LSUS is definitely one of the most probably best costing programs in the country, I would have to say.
Awesome. It sounds like it's a perfect fit for you, man. You can't beat that.
It was, and it was nice too when I went there because I'd been talking to the coach for a while, so I kind of felt comfortable. And man, the guys really took me in, and I made some lifelong friends. Like I talk to those people, 2-3 times a week still, and I mean really really good people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Man, I got a young son. He's a freshman. He's in football, and man, I mean, there's so many choices, and I mean, it gets your eyes crossed how many schools and choices you got. So, understand. I've been kind of helping him along with the process, and man, it's changed a lot since back in the '80s when I was in high school. Back when Noah had the boat going. But, yeah. But what's some of your favorite techniques? What's if you go out to one lake and they say you only got one rod, one technique? what you fishing?
Sorry, I didn't get you. You cut out.
Oh, sorry. If you go to one lake and they say you got one rod and you got one technique, what are you fishing?
Man, if you'd asked me that about 5 years ago, I'd probably tell you a frog. But
Yep.
now, all we go with live scope coming in a factor. I mean, we do that everywhere. Probably a jerkbait.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Probably
hard
a
to beat,
jerkbait.
man.
It seems like it is. It's hard to beat.
Yeah, yeah, and it's year round too. I know, back 100 years ago, we just fished it in the pre-spawn. Now it's year round. I know some co-anglers. That's all they fish year round is the jerkbait.
It's a fish catcher. It really is. I mean,
yeah.
that the Nico, take a jerkbait, a Nico, a minnow, really those three things. I mean, you can catch fish pretty much anywhere in the country on any lake.
Absolutely,
with, with far fish.
Yeah, it's changed the game. I mean, it's amazing, and you guys is good at it. I know you put the time into it, and people think they can just turn it on, start catching fish. Nope, it don't work that way.
No, it don't. I mean, I think I installed live scope on my first boat that I had when I was maybe a junior in high school, and
Yep.
I mean, it took me until I was probably a freshman in college, honestly, to really get good with it. I mean, it took years to get good with it. I'm still not, I'm working on it. And I still feel like every time I go out with it, I'm learning something new.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and I've heard some guys that's really good at it. I've got to know, and they say you're having to throw further and further out now to get a fish. You can see them, but it's like they won't bite unless you're throwing further and further out. So I mean, to have that, have that distance, what's 80 yards or 50 yards. I mean, that's unreal. You get a judge of how far you got to throw it out.
Right. I find a lot of people like kind of corner live scope as like a deep water technique. But really, from what I've been seeing here lately, it seems like a lot of people that are excelling in tournaments are the people that are really good at scoping in shallow water. And that's, I mean, honestly, not all the tournaments, but a good bit of the tournaments this year that I've done good in were pretty much all scoping in like, less than 7 foot. So
yeah,
being able to scope in that.
Yeah, we saw Kyle Welcher at South Carolina kind of use that. So yeah, that's definitely a hot trend.
Absolutely, it is, and it's not easy. I mean, you have to know 100% what you're looking at because it's not like you're just out there in 40 foot throwing at a dot that's cruising in 10 foot. You're looking at fish that are on the bottom in 5 foot of water. Like you have to know exactly what you're looking at. It's just not easy.
Yeah, and then what amazes me is you guys like adjusting the water. You have a fish that's kind of following your bait, won't commit to it. Then you'll change like the size or the color, throw it back out there, and they'll commit to it. So I mean, just knowing that little tweak is a lot of the key too. Seems like.
Absolutely, and within this last year, I installed some sea brakes on the back of my boat, sea light sea brakes. Yep. Those they do put a little bit of strain on your power poles, and sometimes they can be a little bit of a hassle, but they're 100% worth it. And I mean, because whenever you engage those things, like your cast has no, like you make a cast at a fish and he starts following your bait. Well, if he don't eat it, I mean, you can keep backing up and you can make your cast last as long as you want it to, as long as you don't run out of water behind you. Those things are a big game changer. Also, Bass doesn't allow them, but MLF is primarily what I fish, and they allow it. So, I mean, as long as they keep allowing it, I'm gonna keep using it because it really is worth it.
Oh yeah, first time I seen a guy use it, I think it was at Dale Hollow at a BFL, and Becker was using it. And I saw him come down the creek I was at, and he was using it. And yeah, like I said, he was just like he'd go and then he'd just stop and kind of back up. It was pretty cool watching him use it. But he won a tournament too, so I definitely helped him. Definitely.
I mean, it really helps with boat positioning. Like boat positioning is such a big thing, especially how conditioned these fish are becoming. To boat pressure and fishing pressure. I mean, boat positioning is everything. It really is, and those things help tremendously with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, just the technology. I mean, just think what the future is going to hold. What upgrades and what new technology is coming down the pike. I mean, it just blows your mind. What's going to be the next step?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be limits to what they can come out with. They've come out with so much stuff already, but Ain't no telling.
Oh, it ain't, but it's going to be interesting to watch. And they'll, like I said, Garmin seems like they're kind of leader now. Their heads above everybody. So, but I think some other companies are going to catch up. They're starting to catch up a little bit, but it's neat. It's a neat process and neat technologies.
Absolutely. I mean, I've always used Garmin, so I'm kind of partial to them. But I've been in a boat with people, have active target, and it definitely seems like, I mean, if anything's close to Garmin, it's probably active target. Megalife's kind of slacking a little bit, but they make up for it in their maps. Hummingbird's got the best maps.
Yeah.
But it definitely, especially on perspective mode, it's really, really hard to beat Garmin as far as perspective, because they just have so much detail added into what you can see versus Lowrance or Megalife at that.
Oh yeah, some of their shading, like their different shadings and different, depth levels. I mean, it's next level, man. Some of their details really good.
Especially in Louisiana and Texas, which is where I primarily fish when I'm home. The maps are really, I mean, they're second to none. But I mean, when you start traveling around, like when we go to, Tennessee and Florida and Alabama, I mean, a lot of those places, the maps are kind of, what and what with Lowrance and Garmin. Garmin's actually, their maps are getting pretty good. I've been impressed by that here lately. Their maps, they're really stepping it up.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it seemed like the field's getting tighter. I mean, the technology and the manufacturers, kind of like rods.
Yeah.
I noticed rods over the last few years. Manufacturers, the quality is really getting tight between the manufacturers. So everybody's kind of made the leap. Followed the leader, I guess you'd say.
Absolutely.
Yep. Now on your forward-facing setup, are you using a braid to fluoro or straight fluoro? What's your favorite setup line-wise for your forward-facing setups?
It just depends what I'm throwing. I mean, if I'm throwing like a jerk bait, I mean, I'll just throw straight 12-pound on like a bait casting rod. If I'm throwing like a minnow or Nico or something like that, I'll throw like a spinning setup with like 10 or 15-pound braid, usually like 10-pound braid to like a 12-pound leader.
Yep.
I try to not go any smaller than 12, because honestly, a lot of times it doesn't matter. A lot of people think you need to throw 6 and 8 and all that stuff. It don't matter that much.
Now I'm like Swindle said one time. People get down and they cut the knot like a 30-second, and then here's a guy beside him throwing a rig, a chandelier, and catching them. So
right, yeah, it don't matter that much. I mean, it's not worth getting one more bite to chance breaking off on a fish. It's just, I mean, especially in tournament where every fish counts and ounces matter, I mean, man, you might as well just throw a leader where you're not going to break off.
Oh, absolutely. And you're in the fish's world. I mean, he's down there. He knows where every stump, where every hang up, dock cable is, and he's going to run under it and run you in it and break your heart.
Absolutely. Especially this week, fishing around a lot of timber. And I've been throwing a big leader this week because, man, I'm not even chancing one of them suckers going around a tree or something. I've been throwing some big lines. So it just depends. Like I said, I mean, wherever we go in the country, I'll typically change, just for what I'm fishing around. I'll change my leader size or line size. And like when you get around some gnarly stuff, man, you might as well just throw some big line.
Oh, absolutely. And down where we're from Louisiana, we got pine trees and pine cones. You know what that does to the line down there?
Freeze it all up.
Yeah, you'll get your heart broke real quick around them pine cones and pine trees. It's like razors. I mean, it bring your line back up and it's just frayed everywhere. So yeah, I remember those days. But back 100 years ago, I think big game. That's all we had. We had string and big game, and that was it. So it's come a long way.
And big game is some good stuff.
Yeah, I still crank with it, like especially it's cold up here, it gets cold, because it seems like the fluorocarbon acts kind of weird in the real cold. So I still throw a little big game on my crank instead up. So it still got a place.
Oh yeah, I know a few guys that are some firm believers in big game, but hey, that stuff don't break. It's some good stuff.
Yeah, you might can have 100 yards of it and stretch it out 125 yards, but it's still good stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does have a lot of stretch to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But going into the tournament, are you going to be a boater or are you going to be a co-angler coming up to Seminole?
A boater.
Okay, good, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
I'm trying to qualify for the championship this year because so last year I got to fish I fished the Southwest division of the Toyotas, and I lost Angler of the Year by 1 point. I had a live well. Yeah, it was a heartbreaker, man. I had a live well malfunction on the first day of the tournament. My entire limit died. And if that wouldn't happen, the penalties if that wouldn't happen, I'd have won Angler of the Year by 1 point. So it was kind of an unfortunate thing. But
like
this year I hadn't got to fish any. Do what?
like you said earlier, man,
agree
it's a
with
game
you.
of ounces. It's a game of ounces. I mean,
It-
it just that little bit.
And in that one, those penalties, I mean, it cost me AOI, which is a huge thing, and it was 10 grand. So it kind of stung a little bit. But this year I hadn't got to fish any Toyotas because our college tournament schedule has been kind of stacked on top of the Toyota schedule.
Yep.
So this is the first one I'll get to fish. I'm gonna fish this one, and then next week it goes to Eufaula, Oklahoma. Gonna fish it, and then I think we go to St. Lawrence for an invitational in the summer. And I believe, not 100% on this, but I believe the week after we're there, they have a Toyota on St. Lawrence. So I'll try to fish it, and then I need one more, maybe Ozarks in the fall, to try to finish off my four to do the wild card, try to qualify for the championship.
Yeah, that's an awesome. I think they started last year. That's an awesome concept to come up with, the wild card. Like,
Yeah.
guys like you can can't fish the whole season, but you can bounce around and pick up enough. So that's awesome.
Absolutely, and it's cool too because not a lot of guys really fish the wild card, so it's an easier route to try to qualify. Now it's still not easy, but it's easier than just fishing one division to try to qualify for the championship.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's a good plan, man. I like the plan you got. So I know you're gonna do good, man. But have you ever fished up north, smallmouth country, St. Lawrence, up that way? Have you ever been up there fished before?
This year's gonna be my first time.
Oh man, that's you can like drop a dime and see it down like 15, 20 foot, which back where you're from, that's unheard of.
It is. I'm excited to go try it out for sure. I'm planning on going up there a little bit early before the tournament, try to learn, what they do. Because I mean, obviously, I've watched a bunch of YouTube and stuff like that, but that doesn't compare to going up there and doing it. So I'm excited to get up there and do it.
Yeah, now and smallmouth, it'll remind you of a redfish. They pull and they don't give up. I mean, they're like a redfish. They're just full on. I mean, largemouth will kind of tire out and kind of do the roll, but now smallmouth ain't tiring out, man.
No, we fished a college national championship at Wheeler Lake in Alabama about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we weighed in 2 all smallmouth limits both days in a row, and we didn't do. I think we finished in the tournament maybe like 40th or something. We didn't do that hot 30th, 40th, but man, it was fun to have smallmouth both days like that.
Oh yeah, it's experience, man. Like I said, they pull and you get them to the boat and they go straight down. Whoop. So it's
Absolutely.
and they'll make you nervous. They'll put some gray hair on your head, I guarantee you.
It's misses in that term. I mean, if we would have boated everything that we hooked and saw, I mean, we'd have been in the top 10. I mean, we missed multiple fish each day, and that we were catching them on jerk baits. So they would come up and come up tail walking and shaking their heads, and I mean, there wasn't nothing you could do. I mean, I had replacement hooks in there. I had everything you could do, and they just come off. But I mean, that's fishing.
That's smallmouth for you. I mean, I've caught them on Cherokee Lake here in Tennessee, and I've seen them cartwheel. I've caught them on a square bill, and they'll cartwheel out of the water, and it's like ain't nothing you can do. You just hope.
No, I mean they're wild. They're wild, man.
Yeah, they are. I mean, especially if you go in the river, sound like the river smallmouth or even stronger. I mean, that regular smallmouth, but you go in the rivers, they're unreal.
Yeah, them suckers were built on Wheeler. They were all built like some footballs. I'm sure not anything like they are up north. I hadn't got to see that yet, but they're built.
Oh yeah. Up north, you got the gobies and stuff, and they're gorging on them gobies. And I mean, like normal day is 20, 30 pounds up there, which is unheard of. So
that's crazy. Yeah, definitely. That.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's something else. But now, what has of all the lakes you've traveled, college and Toyotas, what's been your favorite lake so far, or one you didn't think you'd like that you ended up liking?
Probably my favorite is probably like Gunnersville. That's a hard place to beat. I mean, you ask anybody on those trails that goes, everybody catches them. It's just a fun lake. I like Seminole a good bit, actually. And I may not catch them in this tournament, but it's a fun lake. I'm trying to think of anywhere else. We go all over the place. I like Rayburn a lot. I mean, I'm kind of partial to it because I don't live far from there, but Rayburn's got some big hit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Lake Darnell in Arkansas. That's a place too. Lake Darnell in Arkansas. It's kind of a tough fishery, but it's a good kind of tough, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. We every year for college, it always seems to treat me well. So that, kind of like it. But
absolutely. Now, is there any lake you would rather not go back to?
Let's see. Probably Fort Gibson.
Really? Okay.
We went to Fort Gibson. Yeah, that place was really tough. Trying to think. Smith Lake was a tough one. You catch a lot of fish, but just not a lot of big ones. I was there a couple weeks ago. How about you? What's your least favorite lake?
I think like you, Smith Lake. I've been at the Toyota, and I think I struggled and caught two little bitty 12, 13 inchers, and it's just I threw the kitchen sink at them, man. It's that can be a tough lake. It is. I said spotted bass are kind of a different creature. Seems like they're kind of a mix, but I'm with you, Smith Lake. I didn't enjoy it too well.
Yeah. So what all do you fish?
I've fished, man. I fished Bass Opens, which used to have co-anglers. I actually got to fish with Gerald Swindled one time down in Toho for an open. Fished with Clay Dyer one time on Cherokee in the Bass Open. I've done a couple FLW tours when they was going as a co-angler, and mostly BFLs and Toyotas. I haven't done that many Toyotas up late because of work and everything going on. Kids in sports, but yeah, Toyotas, BFLs, and I actually started to get into the kayak thing. I've really enjoyed kayaking. It's and the lakes around here kind of there's a lot of no wake lakes, and I like getting way up into shallow water. But I've enjoyed the kayaks. I've been doing about kayak thing for about a year, so I'm gonna do some. I've been in a few tournaments, but yeah, a little bit of everything, man. I'm like you, man. I like it all.
Kind of bounce around. I got you.
Yep. And it's all good, man. You meet so many people, and you get to learn from all these guys. And I think the best time we had when I was fishing Toyotas, I had about 2 or 3 guys. We'd all would get an Airbnb and hang out, and bounce ideas. And if one guy forgot his sinkers, or one guy got his trebles, we'd man, I got some. Don't worry about it. So
right,
it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun, but it's funny. Like the more I get into it, the fishing is a big community, but it's like a tight knit community at the same time. It's kind of weird, but good.
It is. And it's weird too, because I've noticed like with these invitationals, this is my first year fishing them, and I mean, we travel all over the place, and it's cool to see like the same people, everywhere you go, whether it's, Florida, Alabama, we're gonna go to Virginia in a couple months. Like it's cool to just see those same people, all over the country.
Oh yeah, and everything I noticed is like your top pros. Like I've seen a young guy have a trouble with his motor, power poles, and the pros be out there at night helping the kid out, helping with tools and parts. I mean, and I've seen one guy had I think his rod stole, a bunch of stuff stole out of his boat, and everybody donated his rods, reels, and tackle to get him to fish next day. So I mean, stuff like that. It's just man, you can't beat it.
Absolutely, man. It's like a family, and that's really what I love about MLF. I mean, I fish Bassmaster a little bit, but just MLF in particular. I mean, man, it's like a family. Like everybody knows you. You know a lot of people that fish for the most part. All the tournament staff are really, really nice. They all know your name. Like it's really a good tournament organization to fish.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said, when you call in, those ladies are just sharp as a tack. Any question you ask, they got an answer like that. So, but yeah, and the people working there, and the people's working there has been there for years and years, and it really shows. But they have that just outstanding team over there at MLF, and they're actually I I've been by. They still have the old FLW headquarters. They kind of still use it, and I've been by there, and that's pretty cool to see that. So pretty cool.
It is, and it's pretty cool too. They still offer, like, even at the Toyota level. I mean, they offer service trailers. Like, I went this morning. I had a problem with my power pole yesterday. My little bracket broke at the top, and I mean, that was something I would not have been able to get fixed for sure. And I knew the power pole trailer was here, so I showed up over there this morning. Guy had me fixed up in 30 minutes, and I was out of there and back to practice. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's customer service there, man. That's unbeatable. I mean, to get it done that quick and have somebody, I mean, just that's man, that's unbeatable.
I mean, at no cost either. I mean, you pull up and he's, what can I do for you? He does it, no cost. Thank you, roll out. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, I've heard guys, have their lower units, messed up, and I think guy said, well, just give me such and such, and he almost barter, and they replaced his lower unit and had him going like that afternoon. So I mean, I saw him on the river one time. I think guy hit something, and the I can't remember if it was Mercury or Mercury Yamaha, but in one of those, they actually got on a little boat, went out there and replaced it on the water, and had him going like that. That was amazing.
Yeah, I can't speak for Yamaha. I run a Mercury, but I know there's a guy named Mr. Joe that runs the Mercury trailer for MLF, and man, he's a really good dude. He's I've been having a few problems this year, and I mean, he's been top notch helping me out. And I actually, at one of these last deals, I wasn't even fishing. I was just passing through, and it was at Red Crest when they were at Gunnersville.
Yeah,
and I happened to be in the area. I was passing through, going to Wheeler for the college national championship. And I called him up. I was like, hey, Mr. Joe, you mind if I use your tools? Like, I was trying to install those sea light brakes on my boat. He's like, yeah, no problem. Come stop by. I'm not doing nothing. Man, I went to stop over there. He helped me. I'm glad he did, because I wouldn't have been able to get them by myself. He helped me out, and we got them things installed. That's just service that's hard to find. It's hard to find people like that are, willing to help you, and it's just good people, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can tell them guys love their job. They love the company they work for, and man, you like you said, it just makes a world of difference. I mean, they willing to help you out any way they can.
Absolutely.
Yep. But being from Louisiana, what have you had anything weird happen? Like somebody fall out of the boat? What's the kind of craziest, weirdest thing you ever happened in a tournament setting?
Honestly, tournament setting, it's been pretty. I'm going to knock on wood before I say this, but it's been pretty normal. I hadn't had anything crazy happen that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, actually, I have. My first Toyota Series tournament that I ever fished in my life. I was a freshman. I was real nervous. Actually, I was a senior in high school when I fished it, and I was real nervous. I mean, I had never put up that much money to fish a tournament before. I was on the boater side. And the year before, I'd fished as a CoAngler, and that's when I won. And I had a real good year as a CoAngler. And it's like, man, I'm going to step it up this next year. I'm going to fish as a boater. And I had just got my boat. It was a new boat, so I was kind of getting used to it and everything. And man, I went out there and blasted off at about 10:30 in the morning. I ran out of gas.
Oh man, it happens, man.
And what had happened was, those tanks pressurized on those Phoenixes.
Yep.
And my gas gauge doesn't work all the time. It's kind of weird. And the gas station at Rayburn that I filled up at, it was really, really hot. And then the day before the tournament, they had a huge cold front come through, and it was like 30 degrees outside. Like, it was cold.
Wow.
And the tank pressurized, and like gas was coming out of the hole. So like, I thought it was full. It was not full. Yeah, I ran out at about 10:30, and I apologize 100 times to my co-angler. I was like, man, I'm sorry. I didn't think this was gonna happen, but hey. And then, but it was all good as a learning experience. And then after that, the next year I fished them again, and I had a real good year. This was last year. I had a really good year fishing them. So.
Yeah, sometimes you get some learning pains and some learning stuff, but hey, you're like, I'm never doing that again, and it never happens again.
Nope. Yeah, make sure it's full now for sure.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine. He didn't run out of gas, but I think he was in Chickamauga. I think he was in Watts Bar, and he was running down to get back over the dam, get a lock through. and he didn't make it in time, and his co-angler had a good limit, and they both zeroed because they got locked out. They couldn't, lock was locked, closed, and but man, he felt so bad. He's like, man, I'm sorry, and he's like, every guy's like, hey, it happens, what can you do?
Yeah, those locks are tricky. Every time we go somewhere with locks, we went to Harris Chain this year, in January, and we fished Lake Apopka for the tournament. It was for a college tournament, and those locks, it only fits 4 boats at one time, so we didn't know, what time we should come back. And they had somebody pass in the canal, and they told us, they're like, man, they're having problems with the lock, like they're closing them. So, and this was at maybe, I don't know, 11:45, and we didn't have to be back in till 3 something. And man, we ended up going back through, but I wish we would have called the lock master or something, because we probably could have got another 3 hours of fish. They were running the lock on a generator, but it was something that she said, she's like, yeah, she's a next. I'll just call, because like this is a normal thing. She said, like, it's gonna be running all day, but we didn't have no way to know, because we didn't have her number. But we'll be prepared next time.
Oh yeah, it happens, man. I mean, it's or you go like in Tennessee River. I mean, there's a bunch of big barges coming through, and you get behind one of them, and it's like, ain't nothing you can do.
No, and it's just like learning little nick things about that, like little niche things that you didn't know, like calling the lock master, which seems kind of common sense, but I mean, to somebody that don't go through locks a whole lot, it's not. Calling the lock master to check up, and there's apps. I've got an app that you can see different places where the barges are and what time they're coming through, stuff like that. So I mean, it's certain little things like that you learn that just kind of elevate your game a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. And then, like I said, hanging around these guys, and you learn. I mean, just little tricks like that. I mean, that's invaluable.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This year for the invitationals, I've been rooming with Cole Breeden, Britt Myers Jr., and Drew Gill, and man, I've been learning a lot of stuff from them. They're all phenomenal fishermen. I've been learning a lot of stuff from them. It definitely helps to hang around people that got the same interests. They're all big into fishing. So it's been a pretty cool year so far.
Man, you couldn't have picked out two better guys than that, man. That's awesome. I mean, just picking up little bits and pieces for them, it's man, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yep. But what being a co-angler now, how long was you a co-angler before you went to the boater side?
I'm sorry, you cut out. I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Now, how when you was a co-angler, how long was you a co-angler before you made the jump to boater side?
So I was a co-angler for a year before I made a jump to the boater side.
Okay.
The year that I was a co-angler, I think I finished. Let me see. I fished Rayburn a couple of times. I think I had the year that I fished co-angler, I fished 3 times. I fished Rayburn twice. The first time I fished Rayburn, I won it. Second time I fished Rayburn, I think I came out like 7th. And then I championship. I didn't have to fish all 3 to make the championship because I won one.
Yeah.
So I fished the championship, and I think I came out 5th in the championship at Gunnersville on the coast side. So that was a phenomenal season. And then the next year, after the whole gas thing happened on the first one, I ended up fishing as a co in the second one. Didn't do too hot. Then I didn't fish the third one. Then the next year, I fished as a boater for the whole year.
Oh yeah, but man, that was a huge jump. But man, you adjusted good. I mean, you had a little growing pains that first year, but seemed like you got it down now, man. You're on the right track.
Absolutely, yeah. That gas thing hurt though, man, because I was on some pretty decent fish, but I mean that's the worst feeling in the world. That's like,
yeah.
The only thing I can compare that to is when you're late. Like when you're late and you know you're gonna be late, it's just like a gut feeling. It just doesn't. It's not a good feeling at all. It's not.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I had a boater one time at Del Hollow, and great guy, and he was like, I didn't have any fish. He says, well, 30 minutes before we go in, and he had like 24 pounds. I mean, he was whacking them on forward facing, and great guy. And went to crank up, and his batteries are dead. Oh, I can jump them over. And there's one wire he didn't get over or something. And so, I called the tournament director, hey, we're not making it in. And he would have either won or got second. But his buddy won, and his buddy was like second 3 or 4 times. He's like, you know what? his time to win. He was just cool as he could be. I said, man, I've been throwing stuff, but he was just cool. And then we got it started. It's coming back, and a dang golden eagle flew right over our heads, and we were just both speechless. We just went, oh, So it's a pretty cool day though.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he was cool.
So
he was
awesome,
cool.
Cool story.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was just cool as heck. He's you know what, my buddy's day to win, and so it happens, man. Hey, happens to the best of them. So hey, you live and learn, and so there you go. But
I mean, it's inevitable, man.
Oh yeah, stuff's gonna happen. Stuff's gonna break. It's part of the game, man. You just shake your head and go on and say, hey, won't happen next time. That's all you can do.
Absolutely.
Yep. Now being I know we have quite a few co-anglers tuning in. Now what if you had 2 or 3 pieces of advice for a co-angler just getting started, what would some advice be for a co-angler just getting started right out of the gate?
I mean, honestly, just don't be hard-headed. I mean, your boater, talking to, I mean, that's what I did anyway. I mean, I wasn't hard-headed. I kind of listened to my boaters. I mean, they've been out there all week fishing, so I'd kind of pick their brain on what they're doing. And I might not do the same thing that they're doing, but do something kind of similar presentation-wise, just to try to get bit. Like the first term that I fished as a co on Rayburn, the one that I won, like the first day, my boater was throwing, we were fishing kind of a creek channel, fishing for, pre-spawners that were setting up on the edge of it. And he was throwing a crankbait, and he dragged a Carolina rig a little while, maybe throw a drop shot. And he was moving kind of fast down the creek channel. Well, I threw a crankbait, and what I would do is when he would move down the creek channel, I'd make the, really long cast. And I broke off a few times, but I brought extra so's. I'd drag it down the edge of that creek channel, and I had a really good day. I had the chance to have a lot more than him. I missed 2 ginormous ones that jumped off. I mean, like 7 pluses, and I really thought there was no chance of me winning after that happened. And I still, like, I don't remember a whole lot of fish misses, but I remember those.
Oh yeah, those hurt.
Come up and jump off. Yeah, those hurt a lot, and I mean, because I had the chance to be leading out, because I wasn't leading after day 1. I think I was in second or third. But I mean, I had the chance to be like blowing it out on after the first day. Then day 2, I drew somebody that was doing something completely different, like up in the grass, fishing grass. So I just adjusted. I mean, I just tried to get bit. I threw a wacky worm most of the day. I mean, I think the most important thing on the coast side is just figure out a way to get bit.
Yep.
Yep.
Figure out a way to get bites, man.
Get bit.
Get bites. That's it.
Get bites.
And like you said, and then
not getting bit.
Yeah, that's it. And always in my mind, I'm working as a team, my boater. So anything he needs, land fish or need to get him anything, if you have that mindset, hey, we're a team, and it makes the day so much better.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's always that part is really important too. Cause I mean, I felt like when I was a co, I mean, you want to try to most of the time your boater's going to be a good guy. You know, I mean, you might have 1 out of 50 guys that's not going to be a good guy, but most of the time with fishing, everybody's so tight knit, like we were talking about. I mean, you're going to probably draw somebody that's a good guy, and he wants the best for you. He wants to see you do good. So I mean, just talk to him like y'all, and honestly, the guy that I fished with on that first CoAngler tournament, I mean, he's one of my best friends now. We fish tournaments together all the time. He's from 4 hours away from my house, completely different state. We're really good friends now. We do all kinds of stuff, fish tournaments, and I mean, you can make friends with that stuff that you'll have forever.
Oh, absolutely. I still talk to boaters I've had, years ago, and we still talk to each other, see each other at tournaments. And what's really cool when you're a co-angler is you get the same boater again, and they're like, "Oh man, I got you again, man!" You already know what he's gonna do, and you're already familiar with how y'all like it, and it just makes the day so much better.
Absolutely. And like I try as a boater too, because when I was a co-angler, I had some boaters be, they were really nice to me. Like if they, if I wouldn't have a certain setup or certain rod, I'd be like, hey man, I've got an extra rod if you want to use it for this or that. So, I mean, I try to do the same thing when I'm a boater, if just do the same thing that was done for me,
Yeah.
Because I really appreciated it when I was a co-angler. I'm not trying to make anybody have a bad experience or anything like that. So I mean, I try to, if ever they need anything, and most of the time they're on the same page as you. What do you need? This, that. I mean, I'm not a needy person, but
Yeah, and I've had a few live scopers, and they'll say, "Hey, I'm catching them 6 to 8 foot or 8 to 10 foot," and they'll tell you about range you catching them, and you try to do a little something different, but in that same range. So I think that's always pretty cool. They tell you what range they're catching them at.
yeah.
But that's pretty cool. Now, what do you like? Have you got like a next year, 5 year plan? Are you gonna keep fishing the Major League of Invitationals and Toyotas, or what's your plan kind of after college? Or have you thought that far ahead yet?
Yeah, I'm planning to keep fishing the invitationals. I want to try to make the Bass Pro Tour. That's my plan to really do after college. Just kind of keep fishing Toyotas and invitationals and traveling for a couple of years, just trying to make the pro circuit.
Nice, man. I know you're gonna be a success, man. You've climbed the ladder pretty quick, man. So I know you're well on your way. We got a quick comment here.
Thank you.
My old friend Barkin Rugers, he's from down your way, White Pine, Louisiana. Say, guess who? Hey, how's it going there, Joe? That's my buddy Joe from down in the parish, as we say. But
Oh yeah,
man, that's awesome, man. I mean, you going to college. I mean, man, you're you got so much going for you, man. I know it's been hard work. You keep your grades up, so man, it's well deserved. Everything you get, I know you're working hard for.
yes sir. Thank you.
Yep. Now, I know you said you do a little install a little sonar and some FFS. I know guys are going to the the heavier, thicker cables and stuff. Is any tricks of the trade installing stuff have you found you can share with the audience?
I mean, I run two separate transducers. I run two black boxes and two transducers. I do kind of try to separate my transducers on my troll motor as far as I can, as far as to help with interference. Um, Other than that, I mean, it's just pretty much knowing what you're looking at and having, experience with it.
Yeah, I mean the batteries, those lithium batteries are amazing. I mean the amount of amperage they carry, the weight. I mean that's some amazing stuff. I mean it just gets better and better. It seems like.
Absolutely. I do run a Monster Marine converter on my setup, and it runs more voltage to my head unit. So my head unit gets 27 volts. Well, it gets 24 volts, but it reads 27, which doesn't really help with clarity, but it does help
Right.
with speed and reaction time. Like there's no kind of lag of any kind with that many volts running to it. So I think that's a little trick, I guess, that I do that I don't know if everybody does, but
Absolutely, man. I can't beat that. I mean, having that and that current, that steady current too, that steady current, not up and down, and so that steady current, man, really, I think it helps the life of your units as well.
absolutely. And
Yep.
I think setting is a big thing with Garmin too. Lowrance, it really doesn't matter because they really don't have enough settings for it to make a difference. But Garmin's got a few settings that matter. Um, but I run a 34 transducer and I run a 62 transducer, the saltwater one.
Yeah.
I run it. A lot of times I keep it pushed a little bit further out just to kind of see. Sometimes I run them, in parallel, and I run them both in forward. A lot of times I run the big one in perspective and read the bottom, and then I run the 34 in forward. But it just depends on the situation.
Man, can't beat that. And my boy Barker Rigger says, "Got to support the parishes." He cracks me up. But he does a little sonar work. He's done some stuff for some elite guys, so he's pretty good at sonar stuff as well. So Joe, you're my boy, man. You all right? But but
What parish
anyway,
is he from?
wherever White Pine is, I can't remember. He's from around the White Pine area, so I can't remember what parish that is now. So I kind of center of the state there. He'll chime in and tell me here in a minute, but I can't remember. I'll be Bayou Pigeon. He's by Bayou Pigeon.
Okay, I'm from Lafourche Parish.
Ah, yep, yep, definitely. Can't beat that, man. But cool. Now, what kind of what kind of I guess tow vehicle and boat you got? Yeah, we had a chance to talk about that. What's your setup for your tow vehicle and your boat?
Yeah, I got a Toyota Tundra, and my boat I got a 721 Phoenix. That's what I'm running for the past 2 years, but I'm gonna have to get something else next season because mine's got a bunch of hours on it. It's kind of getting up there, so I'm gonna have to probably get something else.
I hear you. You'll be strolling in an Icon or something, huh?
Ain't no telling.
Hey, you win that big check, man.
No,
Anything's possible. But yeah, Phoenix is a good platform, man. They make a
that's right.
solid boat, man. They do. Hats off to them. And I know in
Absolutely.
BFLs, in the BFLs, a lot of guys run Phoenixes because you got that contingency. So a lot of guys has cashed a lot of contingency money on the Phoenix this year. I know that.
Really, all throughout MLF, to be honest. I mean, there's some really good contingency money to be had with Phoenix, but I mean, with other brands too.
Oh yeah,
Some really good contingency money to be had.
yeah. They got to step it up. I mean, you got to keep up with the Joneses. Let's see. We got a quick question from my boy Barkin Ruger. It said, Levi, how do you like running around in a fiberglass Phoenix as opposed to an aluminum hull?
I've always had fiberglass boats. I mean, being from South Louisiana, I know a lot of guys, and I've ridden in a lot of aluminum hulls. But I mean, a lot of the places that we go with big water, I mean, you gotta have fiberglass. If we stay in a lot of small lakes, like if I'd live in South Louisiana full time, I'd 100% have like an express or some kind of aluminum boat. Um, but I mean, as many big places as we go, like Rayburn, Toledo Bend. I mean, when we go to St. Lawrence coming up,
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have a big. You gonna be in a bind if you don't.
Yeah. He's got a nice aluminum. He's got one of those gator tracks, and that thing's pretty dang impressive what he's got.
Yeah. I've rode in the gator tracks. They're really, really nice. I actually fished as a co-angler one time in a Bass Nation event. And I drew a guy that had a gator tracks. That thing was nice.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're for aluminum. I mean, it's really impressive. I mean, them guys. I mean, they cross brace. They call spider brace it and all that. I mean, it's like a little battleship. Them things are unbeatable
No doubt.
for sure. For sure. Now, I said rest of the year. You said you got some Toyotas. I know you're going up north. Whatever. Besides Toyotas, you got some more college events. What you got coming up for you?
Yeah, man, my schedule's been crazy busy. I think I've been home like probably a week since the start of the year.
Dang.
Yeah, I've been on the road pretty stop. But after this, I'm going to Eufaula, Oklahoma for a Toyota, then driving straight from there to Pickwick for an invitational. And then after that, I think I've got tournament on Pines. It's not a MLF deal, but it's another deal. And then we go to Hartwell for a college tournament. Then I believe we go to, like I said, we go to Virginia with the invitationals in June. We go to St. Lawrence in July. And then I think after that, like going into the fall, I've got some pretty big tournaments in the fall. Hopefully I make the Toyota Championship in the fall. I'll have that. And then I qualify for the Ultimate Angler Championship. It's in the fall.
Nice.
That'll be a pretty cool deal. First place $500,000, so that's a lot of money.
Phew.
Got that and some other stuff. Man, my schedule's ridiculous.
I hear you, man. But hey, man, you got to. I experience, man. I mean, you keep fishing every weekend. I mean, that makes your game stronger. So, man, you're gonna be one to look out for, man. We'll definitely be watching and keep an eye on you, checking it out on the weigh-ins for sure.
Sounds good. I appreciate that.
All right. But real quick too. Now, you're talking about using some braid to fluoro. What kind of knot you combine your braid to fluoro? What's your favorite knot to connect those two together?
Typically I tie the FG knot.
Yep.
But I tie that one, and then I tie another one that I don't even know the name for it. The other one that I tie, but it's somewhat similar.
Okay, got you. Yeah, that's an art form all in itself, man. You got to have it around your toes and through your fingers, and I'm still working on it, man. I'm still working on it.
Getting there.
I'm getting there. And plus, my eyes ain't as good as they used to be, so that don't help. Mark Rigler says you've been racking it up pretty good so far, Levi. Just keep it going.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But well, Levi, we got about 10 minutes out. I'm gonna let you kind of talk about your sponsors. I know you got a real strong Instagram channel, so I'm gonna let you have the floor and let you rep your sponsors and your Instagram and whatever you like to do. So, floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I do post on Facebook a little bit more, but I mean, just Levi Thibodaux on either one. Um, as far as sponsors go, I had some boat problems at the last Invitational on Smith, and Cajun Outboards got me back up and going. So they're definitely check them out if you're around South Louisiana looking for any kind of boat or anything like that. I mean, they're really good people. But I've been working with Zook Rod Company this year. We're about to come out with a new line of rods. We're going to come out with our first three are going to be a glide bait rod, a frog rod, and a jerk bait rod. Been testing those this week. Oh, actually, I've been testing jerkbait rod for probably like the last month. We're trying to fine tune it.
Yep.
It's hard to make a jerkbait rod.
Oh yeah.
But we're really trying to get it right. You know, we don't want to come out with anything that's subpar, so we've been trying to get it right. But the final model should be coming out here in the next month or so. So we should be rolling that out. But good people over there too. You know, I'm excited to be working with them again this year. And then, I mean, all my other sponsors, you know, I really appreciate them. And then our college sponsors that sponsor our LSUS fishing team. I mean, they, you know, when we go to the college tournament, we don't pay for anything but food. Food's the only thing we pay for when we go to a college tournament. Most of the time, the parents are back at the house cooking when we get back, so we don't have to pay for food either. So,
Ooh.
I mean, college fishing is just a really awesome. College fishing's awesome.
Oh yeah, and I mean it's amazing how many boats you have show up to college or high school events anymore. It's amazing how many boats show up for those things now.
Well, I know, like our average college tournament will have 2 times the boat count that a Toyota has. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's
Man, that's
really is, and I mean, honestly, like winning a college tournament to me is a lot harder to do than winning anything else. Like these college guys can 100% compete with any pro trail that is out there right now. Like these guys are good because I mean you got to think they're fully funded anglers that are going out there and all they do is fish because they're in college.
Yep.
They're some of the best live scope guys that you ever met on all these lakes, and they're doing it all for free. Like they're hard to compete with.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and they work. Hey, hats off. They put the work in too. I mean, they like live on the water. They're half fish, I think. But hey, they put the time in. I guarantee you. But yeah. Now, that's one thing I want to get into glide baits. Now, kind of a newbie on glide baits. What's kind of some tips on glide baits? If you had to give some to a freshman glide bait fisherman like me.
Man, I got into glide bait fishing about 2 years ago, and when I moved up to Shreveport, I didn't know much about it, but I've got to learn so much about glide baits and how fish react to them. Just living around there's so many good lakes within an hour of Shreveport that got giant fish, and I've got a lot of practice with them. I caught 2 double digits on glide bait last year. They're really good in certain situations, but I would say the best glide bait that you can get for the price is probably a Spro Chad Shad.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people throw them, but I mean, for that price and the action that the bait has, it's really, really hard to beat. But you start looking at a lot of those like $600, $700, $800,000 glide baits, like the Hinkles and stuff like that. I mean, they're good. They're not that good.
Yeah.
Like I've fished with them. You know, I've seen them in person before, and I've used them. And I mean, for costing what they cost, like they're just not. They're not worth that much money. You know, from what I've seen anyway.
I hear you.
There is some really good like the do what? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, they're good, man. No, I said there's a lot of good ones out there, and that said everybody's got their favorites, but that is a good one. That Chad Shad has been around for a while, and it's a lot of guys throw it. I see a lot of them out there.
Absolutely, KGB makes some really good ones too. Clutch actually too. I've been impressed with their line of glides. They make some good stuff too.
Yeah, and then I got to know the guy on Clutch. I've met him a couple times, and one thing I like about his is you'll see if you see him at a show, he has one of his glide baits on display, and he has a set of like dikes, and you can chip away at it, and the color is through the whole bait. It's not just on the outside. You can chip it, and it goes through the whole bait. So I mean, it's neat. This process is pretty spot on.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I've seen
Yep.
some of theirs in person too. They make some good stuff, and they've been coming out with a lot of new ones here lately too. So I mean, they pretty much offer about anything you want.
Yeah, I mean for glide baits, I mean they're a pretty decent price. I mean they're not like high end, but they're pretty fair price, I think, for what you get. And I said I know he's put some time into them and quality stuff,
Absolutely.
definitely. But yeah, now I know how I know down in the bayous, man. I used to frog fish. I mean I wouldn't hardly put it down. Did you do much? I know you did quite a bit of frog fishing. You still throw it every once in a while when you get a chance.
Oh yeah, yeah. I threw it this week. I've caught some on it this week. I don't know that I'll be throwing it tomorrow, but I mean, frog fishing is still probably, if I had to pick a way to fish, and I could pick what I wanted to do, I'd probably pick frog fishing. I mean, it's a fish catcher too. I mean, it's definitely more situational now with the live scope
Yep.
thing. But I mean, I love doing it. There's nothing like a good frog bite and just slacklining them.
Well, plus it's like a bird dog. If one blows up on it, I know where you're at. So if they don't get it, you know
Right.
exactly where they're
Right.
at, and you can hunker down on them, power pole down, and zip, you got them.
Yep.
But that's great. But man, we're about through an hour. Hey, I really appreciate you coming on. We're going to be tuning in and watching the weigh-ins. And I know you're going to have success this year and make that championship, man. So we'll be looking for you at the championship this fall.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.
All right, man. And after you win the championship, we'll have you on again, man. We'll be the first show you can talk to us after you win, man. How's that?
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
All right. All right, Levi. Hey, Levi, I really do appreciate it, and continued success for you. And man, just keep doing what you're doing, my friend, and we'll be cheering you on. But again, thanks for coming on, and man, we'll be talking to you on the flip side. But have a good night, my friend.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, man. See you. And everybody, thanks for tuning in and commenting and liking, and we'll
Yes,
see you
sir.
next week. All right. See you guys, and see you, Levi. Take care, buddy.